Hi, it's Vicki with Condi Systems Technical Support. In this video, I want to demonstrate how to set up custom paper sizes as a workaround for using templates in Photoshop. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the control panel on the 3110. We're going to use the 3110, the DES 3110DN for this demonstration on how to create custom paper sizes using mug papers or similar to mug papers. You can do this with any square, rectangular shape, and it's an easy ready-made template just by creating paper sizes through your 3110 sublimation printer. And the reason we do this, and the reason I want to do this video, is squares and rectangulars are usually templates that we create here with products of that shape. And with this video, you wouldn't have to necessarily use a template. It'd be a ready-made print template just by creating a custom paper size. So, and this will work with Photoshop particularly. You could do it with other applications, but this video is going to be for Photoshop and your 3110 sublimation printer. So we're going to start in the control panel, and we're going to get to where we create custom paper sizes. So we're going to go to Start, Printers and Devices. If you're Windows 7, Windows, earlier versions of Windows, which would be Windows XP operating system, you may see printers and faxes. If you don't see this here, you want to go to your control panel and find your devices and printers that way. You may say printers and faxes. Click on that. That opens up your peripherals where your printer folder is, and in your printer folder you're going to find all the printers that you have drivers for are attached to your PC. This is a PC demonstration. We're going to find the 3110 and right click. With creating custom paper sizes with a SG3110, you want to go to printer properties. If you're a Windows 7, Windows 8, XP, you may go to properties. Okay, so printer properties, left click there. That's going to open up a new dialog box where we have some tabs in the printer properties dialog box. Once that opens, we're going to go over to accessories, and in our accessories box is where we find any additional tray options that we may have. As you know, with 3110 you have the option to buy several trays with this printer, bypass tray included. This printer will print up to an 8.5 by 14 paper size with bypass tray included, or without it actually, but if you want to include the bypass tray, it will as well print up to a legal size document. Roll paper too. And with roll paper you can always go an extended length versus a width, but your maximum width is 8.5 by 11. Okay, so moving on, we're going to scroll down and we're going to look for to make sure again that all your settings are clear for your additional trays. Anything that you have here, you could choose either one of these trays for creating a custom paper size. Okay, go to your advanced options and you're going to register the custom paper size here. Okay, and we're going to click this checkbox to increase or auto keep settings for applications. So that's important to check so that you can use this setting in your applications, preferably the Photoshop application. We'll be using Elements today. Okay, so I'm going to left click on Register Custom Paper Size. That'll open the dialog box where we'll see all our options for creating custom paper sizes. There's up to 10 custom paper sizes that you can create. So what's important to know here when you get to this point is what size paper you're going to create and how do you want to name it. Okay, if you want to choose landscape or vertical, meaning portrait, portrait or landscape, you could do that here as well. So you have to keep in mind that your width, these are the limitations using the tray size feature that we were in earlier. Keep in mind what tray you're using so that you know your limitations on your width and length. And up here in parentheses it's going to give you that. So what we know about this is that we can't go under or over these sizes with this tray selected. Also that we can't go under or over the sizes with this tray selected. Okay, this will print up to a 51 inch, meaning using roll paper, but we're not using roll paper today. We're going to create a custom paper size for mug paper just as a demonstration how to use this in your Photoshop application. So let's call this mug 11 just for fun. We'll create something called mug 11, and this is going to be a rectangular shape, and I know that my width can only be within these limitations. So here I'm going to go ahead and create my width to be 4 inches or 3.5. Mug 11 is going to be about 3.5 inches. Mug 15 will be about 4. So we're using mug 11. We're going to go 3.5, and then we're going to tab down to the next field, and we know that the paper is about 8 inches. Okay, now you can be precise with your measurements based on what your label indicates. So make sure that you're creating a template that will print precisely to the size or the area in which you're going to sublimate to. So your mug paper may be exactly this size, but you may want to count for bleed as well. So bleed would be probably something you want to include. You don't want to print to the edge of the paper, so you may want to minus out those areas. But for this demonstration, we're going to go ahead and enter 3.5 by 8. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a custom paper size here on this line here, custom paper size 1, and it's going to be called mug 11. So I can click modify and jump down and create another custom paper size in the next field if I wish. If I create a custom paper size with this selected, it will overwrite these settings, so make sure you click on the next setting. Once you're done creating the custom paper sizes up to 10 here, you just click OK. You're going to apply the settings and then click OK. Now we're ready to go to the application. And for this demonstration, we're going to use Elements 11. If you noticed, I clicked Photo Editor rather than Organizer. That's going to open up a new document. And now what I can do is I can go to File, New, Blank File, and my document is set up. Here I'm going to use Photo, and I can also create my size here, and I know that my width is 3.5. Tab down, I'm using inches, tab again by 8, tab. I got a good resolution selected here. I'm going to use RGB as my color mode. In my background, I like to use transparent. I can name this document as well, mug 11, and save it if I want to. Click OK, and that gives me my paper size, or my document that includes the paper size that I have entered in under my print settings. Now what happens when I go to print, I can find that custom paper size using my 3110 in the drop down from the page settings. So when I have my image in here, I can go to File, Print, choose my printer, 3110, set my settings to mug paper as we had saved in our dialog box from our printer properties in our advanced settings. Okay, and so now you've selected how you want this to print, and you want to use actual size. And now what you've done is you've created a template, a ready-made template for this Mug 11 that you can use anytime you want, basically, to print Mug 11 paper. And that's how you go about setting up a pre-made template using your custom paper sizes in Photoshop with your 3110. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, or anyone in our support department can answer these questions for you as well. Thank you. My name is Vicki.